welcome everyone back to Simon Says, the podcast with Grace Simon. How are you today, Grace?
I am fantastic, Jade. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Good.
So we talked about putting together a podcast for people who are either selling or thinking about selling. And I know you have some great tips. And I know you're also selling your house right now. I just saw your photographer in the background. So how's that going? How's the process going?
Oh, it's going good, actually. It's going really well. I happen to know a little bit about getting a house ready to sell. That is definitely helpful. But you know what? It's really great for realtors to go through this process every few years so that they can stay grounded and keep connected with their clients. Because it really is a process. And it's been 13 years for myself and my family since we last moved. So I do it every day with my clients, and it's much easier to explain and go through a walkthrough of a house and let them know what they need to do. And yourself doing that and saying, this is what I need to do, and the list of things piling up and having to go through it themselves. So yeah, it's been good. We've been taking we've been doing this over the past few months. So I'd have to say Timeframe is something that's very, very important. And in fact, when I give my seller tips, I have a lot of seller tip videos on my website that people can find on gracesimon.ca. And I go through step by step. And one of the things that I mention is putting that time frame out there, because getting your house properly prepared. I like to do a lot of the work up front. When I mean a lot of the work, I mean decluttering and organizing and upgrading, fixing, repairing. Anything that needs to happen for your house to get ready for market needs to happen, and it doesn't happen overnight. So you need to give yourself a minimum of 2 to 3 months before even getting ready to list your house.
So what are the things that typically trip people up, or maybe they forget about, or they run into a time crunch, like they don't plan it out properly? Is there anything, maybe a couple, 2 to 3 specific things that people can really be conscious of to focus on?
Take a real hard look at the state of your home. And how often have you purged? How often have you gotten rid of things? How long have you lived in that home? Because that will really determine on how long it takes for you to get yourself ready, or how many people you have available to help you get things in order. Is something that is very serious. And I take that lightly. There's people that they are amazing. I think about it, how people can get their houses ready in just a few days, and they have to haul butt. Morning, noon, and night, they're hauling in. So it can be done, but I just want to talk about, putting the best process out there and to look at with real eyes, and just saying, in reality, my house is so big or so small. How long have we been here? How much stuff do we have? And how much time do we really need to do a good job getting things done? And then it's, looking at the state of your home, the condition of your home. Do things need to be upgraded? Whether it's flooring, appliances, sinks, lights, whatever it is. What is the cost? We got to figure out a budget. So that would be number 2, is figuring out a budget. You're willing, what you should get fixed before listing your home. That's something that a realtor will, of course, be happy to give good advice in doing the tips that you should, next steps that you should take in hiring the right people for the right jobs.
And what would you absolutely recommend people hire out? Maybe they try to do it themselves and it doesn't work out very well.
Yeah, that's typically, I always give a $10,000 budget for doing minor upgrades, just to get your house, and whether it's changing a little bit of carpet, painting the walls and trim, changing a couple lights. Generally, give yourself $10,000. You're going to make it back in time. So if you can have a line of credit that just gives you that freedom, ability to do that, then it just makes things much easier, much quicker. Hire people out to get things done quickly, get it done right, and again, it's going to pay off for you. The results will be excellent.
Okay. And is there anything you've run into personally through this process that maybe you mentioned it's good for realtors to sell a house every 5 years just to refresh yourself. Is there anything you kind of forgot about? I know you're selling houses all the time, but maybe something that stands out as, oh man, I forgot how painful this is, or how annoying this is.
How exhausting
How
it is.
exhausting.
So exhausting. It's really exhausting. And I know that it's exhausting because I watch my clients get exhausted and I feel for them all the time, and I try to make, do my best in helping them and comforting them and encouraging them and giving them the service that they need or the help that they need. But until you do it yourself, again, it's like, wow, this really is emotionally and physically exhausting. Yeah.
And so do you have, I assume you have a list of services, vendors, all sorts of people that you can, hand off to your clients so that they don't have to go and hunt people out. You've already found people that you know, like, and trust.
Yeah, absolutely. I definitely have tradespeople that I can count on. I know they do a really good job. But sometimes those are even changing for me. This year, I've been going through a few different painters. This year has been a challenge to find a good painter. And there's a lot of painters out there, but there's not a lot of painters that are, really good at the job, really dependable and affordable, fitting in with each other. So I'm still on that hunt for certain trades, people that I can really count on, rely on, that I would feel comfortable giving their name out to another. Because that's a big thing. If, that's my brand. When I'm offering a trade or, I'm recommending a service, I have to know personally that it's going to serve my clients well, or else it reflects on my brand. So that's very, very important. So I am cautious even about giving trades out myself. Because what do you do when something goes wrong? Again, it's on my brand if something happens, and you can't guarantee that.
Yeah, absolutely. Sounds like a good business opportunity for people there.
It is.
Anybody who's listening, reach out to Grace if you're the best painter in Newmarket.
That's right. And I'm always adding onto my list because it's really important for me to give, a few recommendations of each service so that people can search them out themselves, because different personalities, right?
Yep.
And time frames and budgets and everything doesn't make it in one tradesman. So I usually try to give 2 or 3 referrals. So yes, if you are listening and you're a tradesperson, whether it's plumbing, electricity, or painting, work, I am always looking for someone to add to my list. So, because it's very, very important.
And do you want to talk about staging the home a little bit? Is there anything around that people need to know?
Oh, Jade, when I'm sitting down with my clients, we're talking about getting their house ready to list. I always say, as soon as this paperwork is signed, your house belongs to me. The title doesn't change and it doesn't literally belong to me. However, it's so important that when you are getting your house ready, that it looks like a showstopper. You're turning it into a storefront. Strangers are coming into your home, and you really have to de-emotionalize yourself, and it's not going to feel like your home any longer. So it really is not your home. Let's just deal with it now. This is no longer your home. Once the paperwork is signed, it belongs to me. So take all your emotions and just cut them off now, because it's going to look different. And that's it. When we stage, we prepare somebody's home, we're preparing it for the eyes of the buyer, not for the seller. And so even my kids did this, and my husband. Just to our house yesterday, my son came home from work and he said, "Oh, it looks so weird. It doesn't look like our house anymore." And I'm like, yes, good job. That is so good, because there's no mess around or there's no clutter. Hi, Ethan. Saying hi to my neighbor boy outside, because it's so nice out. So when they say, this doesn't feel like our home anymore, that's what I hear from my clients. And that's exactly what you want to hear. It is no longer my home anymore. I'm ready to list my home, because what that does is puts an activation. I'm ready to sell my house. So really, I will do whatever I need to do to get the house sold, and sold quickly for the highest and best price that I possibly can.
So does that mean that it's a good idea to at least half pack before you stage your home? Like, do people do a lot of packing before that stage?
A lot of packing, yes. I make sure that most of the work is done before the home is listed, so that when it gets sold, because most of my homes sell really quickly, fairly quickly. And so, and typically closings are between 30 to 60 days. So once that house is sold, you can go out and just concentrate, focus on where the next place is that you want to live without having, to go through that whole process of being exhausted and the anxiety and all that comes with packing up a house. So if you get it all done ahead of time, I always say it's gotta go with you when you move, so you might as well do it now. So a lot of our packing, a lot of our stuff is already done. So when it comes to put that sold sign on our sign, we can really just focus on the thing that's happening, which is
right. That makes a lot of sense.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything else you'd like to add about selling your home?
Well, photography is really important. So with staging, it's important to have your staging. It's important to have your photography. A lot of people, now with technology and especially with COVID, not being able to do open houses and needing to do the virtual tours, those are really, really important. But the still photos are still, when you go and you look at your analytics on websites for listings, people generally like the stills. So it's really, really important to get the best stills, use a professional photographer, not, just pictures from your phone that we post on Facebook or Instagram, but it's really, really important to have good professional photos done on a nice bright day so that your home is well lit, looks sunny and bright and big. Minimalize your rooms so that there's not very much in the rooms. Just make it clear so people can really visualize the size for themselves. And so that's, the main points. And of course, pricing your home value. Market really just dictates the price of a home. And so when you do those steps of staging, photography, getting your house prepared properly, pricing your home, of course, is really the very next important step to take. And the market is dictating it. So look to see what the houses are selling for directly around you within the past 2 months. That will really give you a good idea of what you can get for your home. So even if you have, put a few extra really nice things, you're going to get the best price for that neighborhood. But if you're thinking that you're going to get well beyond what a neighborhood gets, then you might have some trouble. And so if you've overpriced your home, then that means your home's going to be on the market for a longer period of time, because again, it really, really, really dictates the sales of homes. So just to be realistic in the whole process, if you listen to your realtor who's giving you honest and best advice, because they want to do well for you, they want to work hard for you, they want to get the results so that you're happy and their name and their brand stays happy, right? Because they've given the proper advice and the proper direction to their clients that they can trust, and they worked through it all. And so if you find the right realtor that you can be transparent with and you feel comfortable with, then listen to their advice and go with it and work through the changes. Sometimes you get some glitches along the way, but work together and make it a good relationship and get the most money that you possibly can in the shortest time period. That's really the goal, right? That's the goal, nothing else. You just want to list your house, get the best price for it, and sell it in the shortest amount of times, because the longer your house is on the market, the less you're going to get for your house. Is that your cat?
That's my cat. She's going to puke.
She's whining. Oh, no. Oh.
Thanks for interrupting, Zool. So for listeners, the first step would be to give you a call, and you can go over their situation. And you are the heart-centered sales representative, Grace Simon. Give her a call, and she'll help you out.
I sure will. I'm the heart of your next real estate transaction. And so, yeah, I'm looking forward to moving lots of people coming out of this COVID-19 thing. We're almost to the end. State of emergencies are lifting, and we're getting to summer mode. So let's get ready to move.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much, Grace. We'll talk to you soon.
Okay. Thanks, Jade.